My horoscope told me I'm ready. Tell me what yours read. Just feel like a renaissance. I feel like a war ahead. I'm like, woo! I want to help
Welcome
out
to
the
Lost
blanks.
Culture,
It's like
your one-stop
what I rap
destination for everything
If
pop
niggas ain't
culture.
making a change.
My name is Aston, and I'll be your host for today's Lost Movie News. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you footage like this on a daily basis. Now, let's jump right into the first story of the day, and our first story is Dumbo. So the first story is that Disney and Dumbo and Disney are basically in early talks with Will Smith so that he can get like a center role in this animated or the live action version of Dumbo. Now, I'm actually kind of excited about this. I think Will can actually play a really good job. I don't know what role he'll actually play because there's really only like one live action role, and that's the ringmaster. I don't see Will actually playing the ringmaster. I don't see him being playing a character role that well. I don't see him actually doing that. I see him playing more of a suave type role. So maybe he'll play the rat, but that's really the only role I can see from him. And honestly, right now he really needs something like there. Right now, that's a hit because we've seen Collateral Beauty didn't do too well. It got panned critically. Fans didn't go out and watch it, so it fell at the box office. We seen Suicide Squad was banned, panned critically. So even like he needs a win in his corner right now. I think him signing on with Disney for Tim Burton's Dumbo movie will be a good thing for him to do, and I'm hoping that he actually does that. Now, moving on to our next story is Han Solo. So I brought a story to you guys the other day about Han Solo kind of talking with Disney and Lucasfilm, actually talking to Woody Harrelson about signing on to the film and being like a Han Solo mentor. And today, Disney actually confirmed it. So Disney has confirmed that Woody Harrelson is actually signing on to the cast. They didn't reveal what role he's playing. They did say it would be like a mentor type role. And that kind of confuses me. Obviously, maybe Han had more than one mentor, but we know about Maz kind of being his mentor in episode 7, so maybe he's going to be playing a role like that. I'm actually really excited for this. So I really want to see what goes on with this. Can't wait to see Donald Glover playing Lando, and I'm really excited for this. Now, moving on to the next story, we got Beauty and the Beast. So Beauty and the Beast released some new pictures today. We got Beast. He looks like he's kind of in a nursery. And basically, and we see pictures of Gaston also. Now, I think they're doing this basically to take some of the focus off Emma Watson. Because everything we've seen so far in this marketing has been geared towards her. Everything from her performance to her singing, just to the first image. I think the first image we see might have been the rose. But after that, it was her. And everything we've seen so far about this marketing has been all Emma. We haven't seen anything about anybody else. And it's pretty understandable. She's a giant star. She's a beautiful young lady. I've had a crush on her since Harry Potter. I think she'll be amazing. I think she'll be amazing in this film. But I definitely want to see how Luke Evans does, how Dan Stevens does as Beast. I'm really excited. I'm just generally excited for this film. I can't wait for March to come soon enough. And I'm definitely going to go check this film out. And that's really all I had. I'm excited for this film. I can't wait for it to come out. But that's really all we have for this film. Moving on to our next thing, we have the movies that are coming out this week. We got Sleepless. We got Live by Night. We got The Patriots Day. So we'll break down each film separately. So Patriots Day, Mark Wahlberg. It's about the bombings in Massachusetts a couple years ago in Boston. I'm pretty sure people remember like the big run was going on. At the end of the run, there was bombs going off. Chris Rock did a monologue about it, make people upset. And we seen they're actually doing a movie about it starring Mark Wahlberg, where he's actually chasing down the bomb. Supposed to be based on a true story. And I feel like this movie might really be good. I haven't seen any of the critics' ratings for it yet. I'm definitely going to check it out this weekend and probably do a review for it. A movie I know for sure I'm checking out this weekend is going to be Sleepless, the new Jamie Foxx film. I'm a big Jamie Foxx fan. I try to support him when I can. And we see he's doing a film where he's a cop whose son got kidnapped. He's trying to keep it away from his girlfriend. I think it was Sanaa Lathan playing his girlfriend, wife, or at least the mother of his child. And we see he's trying to keep it away from her. He's trying to get everything figured out before she finds out what's really going on. And obviously she's suspicious of what's going on. That's all we've seen so far. I'm actually really intrigued by this film. I definitely want to check it out. Beyond the fact that I'm a big Jamie Foxx fan, I'm definitely going to be there. Now, our last film helping this week is Live by Night. Live by Night is Ben Affleck's new film. I can't believe I just blanked on that. It's Ben Affleck's new film. It's kind of being critically panned right now. It's not really doing too well. I'm hoping it does better. I'm hoping it picks up. I'm hoping that the fan ratings go above where it's actually at right now, especially like where it's at right now. It has to do better. I'm a big Ben Affleck fan. I hope this doesn't happen. Like, oh yeah. So going on from there, we got Avengers. So Avengers. What can I say about Avengers? Now, Avengers, actually, we found out that Disney and the Russo brothers are basically talking to Peter Dinklage to get him to sign on to the movie. He's going to be playing a critical role to the film. He's actually going to be featured in both films if he does sign on. Like I said, he's in early talks. It's not confirmed that he's signed on or anything. He's only in early talks. So if anyone's saying he's signed on, it's not true. No one knows who he's actually going to be paying. There's a lot of suspicion. Everybody thinks he's going to play MODOK. I honestly hope he plays MODOK because it's going to sound like maybe offensive, but obviously they have the same stature. Like MODOK's just a head with like small arms and small legs that float around, and obviously Peter Dinklage is a smaller person, so I think he's perfect for the role. Like, I think it'd be great to see how he can actually take this role on. We know Game of Thrones isn't going to be filmed at the time when he's doing this film, so it makes sense that we have Peter Dinklage to sign in. He's free for the summer to do this film. So going on from there, we got Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is adding Daniel Wu. What can I say about Daniel? Like, you've seen him in the raid. He's an amazing martial artist. We've seen him, like, the last film we actually seen him in was Warcraft, and I'm not the biggest fan of Warcraft. I'm not the biggest fan of Warcraft. So I don't even want to go into it. But we got Walton Giggins actually playing the bad guy. We got Alicia Vikander playing Laura Croft. I think it's good to add talent. It's never a bad thing to add talent. There's never ever a situation where I would hear me say, oh, they're adding too much talent. Because it makes sense to add talent. It's always good to add talent. Now, going on from this story, we have The Awakening of Silence. This is it basically released its synopsis today. This is being directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. And let me get into the synopsis real quick. Let me bring it up real quick for you. Here we go. Here was the log line. The spy was one of the leading spies in Europe. An injury inflicted to his vocal cords during a failed mission 6 years ago left him mute, forcing him to leave his profession. Now, 6 years later, he is sought out and put on confidential assignment by a former Yakuza, now a retired Japanese businessman in exile in France to track down and kill head of the most dangerous Yakuza family in Japan. Afraid of flying or spying anonymously, boards a cargo ship headed for Tokyo. On aboard, explosion sinks the ship, and the spy finds himself washed ashore in a life raft in the southern Japan. As a mute, our spy must silently journey through Japan seeking 4 clues, symbolizing conquest, war, famine, and death, which will guide him to the unknown location of the Yakuza boss. Meanwhile, the Yakuza boss, known for his 2004 mass slaughter of the Yakuza members who had turned against him, is believed to be plotting to re-enter the Japanese underworld after living in his own fictitious world in the mountains. Void of all technology, this way of life becomes an obsession for the Yakuza boss. Rumors spread that he had committed suicide years ago, but escaped prisoners from his hidden camp told stories of his plan for a comeback. Now, rival Yakuza families suspect he is forming a master plan to return, a plan that unburies the most infamous story of Yakuza betrayal. Our spy finds himself in an eccentric journey through Japan in search of a piece of the puzzle that will lead him to a confirmation that will ultimate Yakuza boss and terrifying conclusion. Now, this sounds pretty interesting. I don't know how this is going to turn out. It sounds super weird, honestly. It sounds super weird. I am intrigued though. Definitely the part where like he's mute. He's stuck in a foreign land. I don't know if the assassin is actually of like Japanese descent or anything, but he got injured, so he's going on this mission tracking the guy. He needs to find 4 signs of the horseman to find the Yakuza boss who's stuck in the mountains, who don't have technology, but he's planning on coming back because they let people escape and now they know about it. There's a lot going on in this synopsis. There's a lot going on for this synopsis. And I don't know how it's going to turn out with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to give it a chance. Once it comes out, I don't know. It's not sounding too good. I'm not going to lie. I was intrigued for a second, but then I started to think about it more and more and more. Then I realized this may not turn out too well. It may not turn out too well. Now, that's all I gotta say about this. We haven't seen anything about it, but yeah, it doesn't sound too good. Moving on to our next story, we have Wonder Woman. So apparently there's some stories going out. This story comes from comicbook.com where they're relaying, we don't know if it's true. Let me say that right now. We don't know if it's official yet. I want to go out. I want people running with the story and saying, oh, it's official. Ares is the bad guy. There's stories going on that basically Ares is going to be the big bad for Wonder Woman. So all technology and everything, he's the person behind it. He's kind of jealous of the humans, basically how they get to live and everything. They're basically in his eyes, they're a failed creation of his father, Zeus. So we see the guys plugging in. Everybody's been trying to figure out, are the Olympians descended from Supergirl and everything? Or, yeah, everybody's trying to figure out, like, how this works. Like, what is going on? So Ares is the god of war, is upset. He's behind what's going on. He actually murdered his father, Zeus, is what the story is saying. And he's mad at Zeus because Zeus like trying to basically scold him for what he was doing to the humans. And if it's true, this is pretty cool. I would love to see Ares as the big bad. It kind of sucks that Zeus is dead. I would love to have seen the Olympians in this film. Oh, obviously we want to see an Olympian if Ares is the true bad guy. I would love to see them. I hope it does tie in a Supergirl some way, because we still have no idea where Supergirl is in this world. We know Supergirl is out here in this world due to the comic book. Even in the movie, there was a pod open, so we just need to find out where Supergirl is. Hopefully they show us where Supergirl is sometime soon. Now, going on from there, we got our final news story of the day is Deadpool. So Deadpool, we find out even after all the director changes, the score, Junkie XL even, we find out that even with the increased budget, they're actually going to use that to add more characters. It's still going to be a solo film, but it's just going to be jam-packed with a lot of characters around Deadpool, which is, I don't know. I feel like they're doing a little too much because they're trying to make Deadpool like the leaping point for the X Factor and everything, or the X Factor. X Factor is a comic book though, but the X Force, and I'm hoping that they don't jam too many people in. Cause we heard like the other day that Cable isn't even cast yet, and they don't know what's going on. The story basically just got done, and hopefully this movie is as good as the first one. Even the writers talking about it, they're on a lot of stress. They're under a lot of pressure basically to live up to the first one, to be better than the first one. I don't think you have to be bigger. I just think you have to be as good. There's no reason for them to go bigger. They had a great number. Even though we know they're going to be a little bit bigger, I think they're good where they are. So hopefully just keep everything well contained, keep the story mainly on Deadpool, and let the other characters build onto his world. Now, that's what we have for this story. Now we got a new segment we're calling Trash or Cash. Now, alright, for our next segment we're trying now is Trash or Cash. That's what we calling it. Basically, if I don't think it's gonna be any good, just call it trash. If we think it's gonna be good, we're gonna call it cash. Like we're gonna try it out. Get 3 stories this week. Let's try it out. So our first story is Black Adam. So despite Black Adam being announced like a long time, one of the first movies that DC actually announced, we haven't heard anything about it. We heard who's playing Black Adam, but we haven't heard who's playing Captain Marvel. It's a little suspicious, but today we actually got a little bit of information. Basically, the producer of Black Adam released a tweet today showing that, oh, I had a meeting with DC. There's news coming soon. I'm like, bro, we don't care about the tweet. Honestly, we don't care about the tweet. We've been knowing Black Adam's been coming out for a couple of years. I'm putting trash for this one. Like, I'm putting trash for the story. I don't really care about the tweet. If you're going to show us something, give us something. Give us a picture. Give us a story. Give us an announcement. Let us know a date or something. Tell us when it's coming. Announce who's Captain Marvel. If Dwayne's going to be Captain Marvel, let us know. We don't care about teasing us no more. You have, 2016? It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. No more teasers. Let us know something. Let us know something. Don't, a teaser announcement is coming soon. No. Let us know what's going on. First of all, the only reason you're doing this is because the DCEU is in shambles right now. It's in shambles. Let's be honest. The DCEU is in shambles, and you're trying to build some hype up around something else. The rumors are coming out that Justice League isn't that good, so now they're trying to get us hype about something else. Look. Let's get things in order first, and then start doing these little teasers. Don't tease. Feel you gotta make a good movie. Don't tease us about nothing. Just let us know what's happening. Give us some dates, and let us know what's going on. Set plans. We see y'all switching stuff around. Y'all already moved Justice League back one, so y'all can plug in the Batman. Now we got Gotham Sirens. We don't know what's going to get moved for that. We know there's this the Black Adam film. Whoever else is going to be in it, that film's coming. What movie are y'all going to push for that? I don't really know. I'm just hoping everything comes together. So I'm calling trash on this one. Trash. Now, our next one is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's talking about his role as Vulture in the new Spider-Man film. And he's basically saying his character is not very likable. And he has one of the most interesting characters for the bad guys. I don't think he's better than, obviously he's not better than Loki. He's saying people are really going to attach to this character. And I really don't believe it. He started off with, I'm calling trash on this one too. Because he's talking about, I'm just going to read it, like, not to give too much away, but interesting he is and he isn't. That character is really interesting, and more interesting than I thought. Villain is because there's parts of him that you go, you know what? I might see his point. Really, it makes it interesting to play. It's basically saying like, on first thought, I really didn't like him. He even said like, I didn't think he was that interesting at first. Like, okay, most Marvel villains aren't that intriguing. It makes sense. So when he says like, bro, like, he's just trying to say, he's not gonna say his character is garbage, but I don't think his character is garbage. I think he's lackluster. I really do think he's lackluster, and we're always like questioning the motivation between all the bad guys in the Marvel universe. But yeah, moving on to our next story, we had Kong Island. We had Corey Hawkins. We got a couple of things with this one. We had Corey Hawkins talking about the film, talking about the movie's going to be fun, it's going to be lighthearted. Basically everything we heard Ryan Johnson say about Episode 8. We got Corey Hawkins saying the same thing about Kong Skull Island. Now, going on top of that, we even got an international trailer. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys. When I first wrote the story down, I knew it was going to be trash buckets. Trash. But then I seen this international trailer. Boy, the trailer was horrible. But I gotta say, when you watch it, because it's not like, the commentary is not in English. It's in like Korean or something like that, I believe it is. Either Korean or Mandarin, or either it's in Hangul or Mandarin. I can't remember. Can't really tell languages apart. I know a little bit like Hangul, so I can tell if I heard a word I understood. But besides that, I didn't understand a word in this trailer. But I will tell you that it got me hyped. Like, it's crazy because it goes black. then you just hear like the commentator come in and say like he says what he says. It gets you excited for the next scene. And even though this trailer, like, it seems like Samuel L. Jackson just melding it in, like the little shots they showed in this trailer. Yeah, it shows Samuel L. Jackson and Skull and Kong basically staying away from each other, just squaring up, like looking at each other, like do something. I'm like, boy, like. Now, I'm not saying it's like that alone made me say cash. Like this trailer alone made me say cash. Like I would spend my money on like just to see this film, just because if they have it edited like that, I'm sorry, if they have it edited like that where you hit a little commentary in between shots, boy, I'm in there. But it gotta be like a 30-minute thing. It can't be a full like 2-hour film. It gotta be like 30 minutes or something like that. But besides that, that's really all we have for today's episode of Lost Movie News. Thank you guys for tuning in. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to bring daily content to you guys. And as always,
and we done lost spots too, yeah. And we gotta slow it down. I look at my people like them is the people that I gotta hold down.